This is a quickie, notes on cinnamon rolls. So I'm making 3 batches today. This is the one that I have rising, and I want you to see. Do you see how gooey that looks? That's because I tried something and I don't like it. So instead of doing what I always do, which is spreading softened butter and then sprinkling cinnamon sugar mixture, I did this. I softened the butter and I mixed in the cinnamon sugar. And I don't like it, and I'll tell you why. Because someone asked me, I'm curious why you don't mix the cinnamon sugar and butter together. And it had never occurred to me, so I decided to try it. And I want you to see how goopy this is, which means that when I'm rolling, so I've spread this mixture on here, right? And as I'm rolling, the gushy stuff pushes out. I think that when I do the butter and do the cinnamon sugar on top, the friction of especially the sugar, because it's granulated, sort of helps keep the butter from being too gushy, if that's a word. And I will never, ever do this again. The other thing is, on my first go-around, the one I just showed you over there in my countertop oven rising, the first time I decided, maybe I will just roll the whole dough out at once. It was much harder to handle that way. This is about a 2-pound recipe, and I used to divide it in 3. Now I divide it in 2, and 2 is fine. But when I didn't divide it and I used the whole thing, that big, long, heavy, gushy, because of this roll, was so hard to handle that my cinnamon rolls aren't going to be quite as pretty on that first one, which is fine. They'll taste delicious. I don't think this is going to affect the flavor, but the practicality of rolling it, no, thank you. I will not be mixing my cinnamon sugar into my butter ever again. And then I know that some of you are saying, well, Ellen, maybe you're spreading it too thin. But if I did only this much, which is pretty thin, I think you would have too much dough to sugar, cinnamon, butter ratio, and they wouldn't be ooey gooey cinnamon rolls. So I got to slather it on and have the gushing stuff that rolls out the other end. Anyway, now is the real end of the video.